Hello, dear viewers. Today I'm joined by two special guests, my roommates Max and Aaron. So, guys, introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Max, based-off roommate. I'm happy to join in today's topic of our discussion.
Greetings, dear viewers. I'm also Visa's roommate from DP2 and have fun in watching our podcast.
Okay, so
Try to speak a bit here, okay? Because the voice recording is here.
Okay, so today's topic of discussion is the devastating effect of idolatry in today's society. So we can first start off by defining what idolatry is. So guys, please, if you can.
Sure. So idolatry is when people, societies, they put something or someone into their scope of admiring, but it's not just admiring, it's admiring to a certain extent that is beyond what's reasonable, what's allowed by the religions. And no matter what religions we're talking about, all the monotheistic religions believe the same thing about that. So when you idolize something, when you follow it blindly, when you go for it without thinking and hesitating, without evaluating any pros and cons, that's idolatry and idolizing.
Yeah, for me, idolatry is between the love and worshipping something, which is not God. It can be a celebrity, it can be the idea, and it can be, why not, a subject. And I can agree with Max that sometimes the idolatry takes the part of your personality, making you obsessed with the idea or somebody. So for me, it's called idolatry.
Okay, thank you guys for a very precise definition. And for me, a very simple definition is just the act of worshipping something.
Right.
For me, it's very simple.
Yeah, worshiping is the word.
Okay. So the next prompt is idolatry in our history. So where do we start?
Would you mind to start?
For sure, I'm the fond of history. So, when I was doing a research about the Neo-Assyrian Empire history, I discovered one of the tablets written by one of the historians at that time that was saying that their society is being more degraded. Everybody are writing books, everybody are intellectuals, and everybody are right. And by that, we can see that throughout the history, the idea of idolatry has always brought to the slow degradation of the society, as well as huge concerns amongst the intellectuals in regards of that. And not only about that, in history we can also see, like, how was the beginning of the collapse of Roman Empire? It was when there is a great saying about that. In order to keep the people, the society under your control, give them a bread and a circus. And the same about the Roman Empire. When Goths began their invasion against city of Rome, people were trying to trade or sell their properties in order just to flee, instead of fighting or just saving the part of their country, showing that the egoism in the society has brought to its peak. Hence, it also has brought to their downfall of Rome. Thank you.
Right, now carry on from that. If we take a look into the Bible, and we here consider the Bible as history, it's a historic book document. It's not certainly particularly precise. There's a lot of metaphor in the Bible, and in any religious writing, there's a little bit of, putting some color into the story, but still, what happened in the Bible is proven by the scientists that it happened. So, if we take a look into the Bible, when the Jews, while Moses took them out for 40 years into the desert when he let them flee from Egypt, when people started worshiping some other forms of gods or anything but Yahweh, right? Like the golden calf, for example, God punished them because they were stepping aside from what they were supposed to believe in. And it's not only that God punished them, not only that, but people actually started their degradation. They started hindering away from their religion. They started hindering away from their culture, from their knowledge, and with that, all of their structure, all of their lives, they started falling, right? They started their decline. They started murdering each other. They started stealing. They started committing all the crimes and sins that could have been. And it's not good. Even if you don't believe in God, which you should be, by the way, you still understand some morality which comes from those holy writings, holy books, right? You understand that killing, that cheating, adultery, that stealing is no good. And that is what happens when people start idolizing anything but God. Same thing with money. When people start idolizing money, nothing good comes out of that. Nothing good comes out. The society starts declining. Crisis strikes the people, and everybody suffers. Everybody suffers from that. No exceptions. Thank you.
Thank you, Max, for a very convincing answer. You know, I was about to talk about the story of the Bible story of Moses when the people worshipped the golden calf.
Yeah.
But now I just want to talk about the human condition of generalizing what we idolize. And we idolize money, we idolize celebrities, and we idolize ideas,
Right.
ideology. So I want to dive deeper into the generation of today. What do you guys think we, like the world today, idolize?
I suggest you start.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
From my experience, I've seen a lot of havoc nowadays because we are consumed by the idea of consumerism.
Right.
We idolize celebrities, and I just find that to be absurd because you are idolizing, you are putting a person who is a human being just like you on the pedestal.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's just absurd.
Could you elaborate? Like, for example, who do people worship today?
For example,
Taylor Swift,
rappers, singers, all of that categories.
Yeah, and how exactly is it bad? In what way does it hurt the people?
Now, each person stands on his or her own agenda, and when you idolize that person, you are being influenced to follow their agenda. Now, this is some sort of brainwashing, I can say,
It is.
and it just ruins the mind of our youth.
And so the people ruin themselves by idolizing somebody else, right? Or by idolizing themselves even. If you think too much of yourself, it's no good. Being confident is absolutely wonderful, but it's another thing. If you admire yourself, if you forget about the God, about all the other people around you, and you think only about yourself, that's idolizing too, but not somebody else or something else, but yourself. And it's no good. You become selfish, you become egoistic, as Aaron said before, and well, you ruin, you spoil everybody around you, and maybe even beyond.
Exactly. Also, an addiction can be the spread of social media in the society. Many children and teenagers scroll the reels or TikTok videos, and they might often see any motivational videos or any cool celebrity that shows, for example, about the self-improvement, how to reach the goals, and etc. Such as Andrew Tate or other people. And what are they saying? They say, well, you can work out, you should make money, you should be the best version of yourself, but also it's not a problem to sleep with tons of girls. It's not a problem to just be, how to say, to harass the people who are poor and more poor than you, and the people who are less successful or less handsome. And because of that, many underage people get that mentality that yes, they should improve themselves, but also they get the opportunity of harassing others.
Of hurting other people.
Yes, hurting because they feel they are superior than others, and this brings to a more toxic generation. And I don't know if the content is popular when some underage children, teenagers, you see, they are saying, I am going to escape the matrix, I'm going to become billionaire or millionaire at 13 or 14 years old. And it brings to, I would say, a big scam, a big disappointment for those people, for those children, as after that they will realize that all of that was a lie and they were just the consumers of the content that the celebrities made. However, those are special consumers because they also carry the ideology of those celebrities. Even in Bible it is said that beware of false prophets. Yeah, and it is true actually. If you do not follow God, and you follow somebody mortal, that mortal who is not absolutely pure will also promote his agenda. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you let me expand on the thought today, because those false figures, false prophets, as you say, because of those people, like Andrew Tate, for example, right? We have nowadays such a thing as toxic masculinity. And the classical masculinity, unfortunately, has been confused with the toxic one. A lot of people, like the representatives of the modern feminism or liberalism, they do not believe in the classical masculinity even. They think that masculinity is a bad, negative thing only because of those toxic ones, while masculinity is not just important, it's crucial, it's vital. Good children are not going to be raised without a masculine figure in their life, whether it's a father or an uncle or a friend or a grandfather. Without masculinity, our world as we know it today would not exist. We wouldn't sit here. This very chair would not be created if there was not a masculine man to do it. If there was not a masculine man to cut the wood, to process it, to put the chair together. Masculinity is crucial, and because of idolizing those wrong people or wrong false prophets, we have
over-exaggerated.
Yeah, we have the fundamental, the basics, the masculinity confused for a negative trait.
Okay. Now I want to just ask, to what extent does supporting someone or being a fan of someone, has a clear line, separating being a fan and idolizing? So, what do you guys think?
Well, a great example can be, for example, liking classical music or jazz maybe. Some people might love Frank Sinatra music and his songs, but it does not mean that they should wear the same outfit with a classic fedora or just try to live his lifestyle, which was around 70 or 80 years ago. No, they just enjoy listening to his music and it's great. However, the people who just worship the celebrities, singers, artists, and etc., they'll try to elaborate. They'll try to promote their own personality based on their ideas. So they will try to fill the empty parts of their personality. Because look, in this century, many people experience the shortage of the lack of the full personality when you're confident, when you can express your own opinions, when you can actually enjoy your life instead of just giving, just trying to be somebody so you would have positive impressions.
Yeah.
That's why many people try to be like their favorite celebrities so they can be one of them, be the part of the community, be respected and be loved by others. However, all of them because of the mask that is carrying at that time, not actual himself. And there was a meme which later became a subculture, which is literally me, or is it officially called the Sigmas? Yes. And again, many teenagers, many children being impressed by, for example, Tyler Durden from Fight Club or Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, they try to clone themselves.
To be like them.
So basically, you're losing the sense of self by idolizing.
And not only you, let me continue that. Not only you lose your personality, but those who you idolize too. Let's take Justin Bieber for example, Elvis Presley, or any actor or singer in the modern pop culture, 50, even 100 years ago. They are normal people just like you and me, but their fan base is divided into two parts. Let's take Justin Bieber, right? There are girls who just like Justin Bieber. They like the music, they like the singer. It's okay. We don't blame them. It's alright. People have their own different tastes. It's good. If you like something, you listen to it. It gives you positive emotions, experience. It's good. But there's the other half who idolize Justin Bieber, who are following him, who are tracing him, right? Chasing also, who scream, "I want your children, please marry me." Yeah, and it ruined Justin Bieber.
Exactly.
Kanye West, he's being followed while he's just driving home by the reporters and by the fans, by the quads of them, the gangs literally. And what? Of course, it spoils these celebrities while they can just live the normal lives. Elvis Presley could not get away from women, and he lost this sense of love because he could never truly love anybody and know that somebody loved him truly, sincerely, because he was such a popular, idolized person. He could not find anybody honest who could love him as a person, but not a celebrity. Justin Bieber now, he's probably an unhappy man. From what I read on the news about him, from the press, unfortunately, but still, he doesn't seem like too much happy of a man. It spoils the celebrities themselves. Not only they lose their lives, but they might think of themselves too much, and that selfishness, as I was mentioning before, it spoils the people around you, and probably somebody else. And if you're on that level of popularity, it spoils a large number of people.
Exactly. And the worst thing is that in both sides, the celebrity and the fandom, both of them experience a temporary euphoria. They wear pink glasses thinking that their life is awesome, everything is going good, perfect. However, a certain period of time comes that their pink glasses just get destroyed and they see the harsh reality and the consequences of being blind, of following the sweet light instead of the harsh reality, as people often say.
Okay, now moving on to our last subtopic of today's discussion, how can we fix this issue?
As a host of the show, I suggest you start.
Yeah,
Well, okay, so to fix this issue, we have to ingrain some thoughts into the mindset of our youth, because the youth is like a blank paper.
Yeah.
You can write something on the paper, and when it gets full, it's just that piece of writing.
Yeah.
And so we must start with education. We have to educate people, whether in the field of science or philosophy
Or religion.
or religion. We have to
I
introduce
would even say not or, but and.
we have to introduce reasoning, because I think that's what most people lack today, reasoning, because we've been so consumed, we've been absorbing so much
Stuff.
media, the media, fake media, for example,
Absolutely.
biasness.
Yeah.
It causes havoc.
Yeah. Could you elaborate?
so what can we say?
Revisit.
The best way of the solution of this problem also includes of promoting the right agenda in social media. If we cannot deprive the young generation in using those social medias, in scrolling the reels or videos for hours, then we should promote the content is actually useful and is against the idolatry. Recently, in Instagram Reels and TikTok videos, I often see, for example, Orthodox edits, the Bible verses, Psalms, and other Christian and Islamic scriptures, which are actually being promoted, and people who try to consume the content, they also consume the meaning and the verse of the video, which automatically makes them to remember and follow by those verses. I know it's not the best way of the solution of the problem. However, I still think that another best way of the solution is just fighting the enemy, which is idolatry, in its own platform by promoting the right content with a big storage of wisdom and with true health.
So who do you think is responsible for like monetizing like bad contents or trying to promote good contents?
Well, I think it's the social media and it's excuse me, how do you call that? Algorithms, yeah. By algorithms and social media, because a person who is scrolling has a purpose of like increasing the dopamine in himself and consuming the content. He just want to relax or something else, and because of that, eventually it brings to a low quality content which makes you quite interested, instead of the bunch of wise texts which say do not worship anybody except God, or be kind, do not kill, and other things. They just like scrolling, and then see, for example, sorry for my words, a brain-rot video or game of colorful Spider-Mans, for example, running and playing some stupid games. And it's actually addictive and it's attractive. Because people do not need to think, they do not need to understand the meaning, they just need to see some colorful and like active things and just stare at it until the video ends. That's all.
I would like to bring up two other things. One's completely different, one's a little bit similar to what I'm going to say. First one is fighting brain rot, fighting the scrolling, just immensely, right? I think that we must promote reading. Reading is crucial for the human development in young age, in the older age, in whatever age, because reading teaches you thinking. It teaches you analyzing. It teaches you creating thoughts, not just taking them as they are. Reading teaches children how to come up with some creative thoughts. People who read, it's proven. It's not any kind of a
So can I cut you off?
makeup. Reading, people who read are much more intelligent and independent. People who read are much less likely to idolize somebody, to go for, to listen to him without realizing that it's not true. Yeah.
I just want to ask, at what age should children start to read?
Children should start reading as early as possible. So when you go to school, you're about 6, 7 years old. You gotta read. You gotta read already. Already by that time,
You should already know how to read.
at least, or you better know how to read already, and it's up to parents to teach you. And the love to reading is up to the parents to give that love of reading, of reasoning to their children. Parents should read each and every night before their children go to sleep. They should read the stories, just fairy tales, right? It's already enough. Children will know how good reading is, and we have to limit their access to the internet, to the media, to TikTok, and expand that access to books, to classic books for children. It's very important because
And yeah,
people who read, they are much more. They have a much bigger foundation, the basis to create thoughts, to reason, to analyze. They are much more articulate while speaking, while presenting their thoughts, while creating them, while explaining them. These children surely will be more successful if you think about that, but at the same time, they will not idolize anybody. And the second thing that I wanted to talk about is, again, about God. We have to teach children religion, whether you're a Muslim or a Jew or a Christian. You have to teach your children to believe in God, to trust God,
the
to
faith,
love
strong
and
faith.
respect God. Yeah, because with God, people live easier lives because they have somebody, God, to rely on, to talk to share their feelings with. They are always supported by the God. They always know they're not going to be betrayed or left alone because they are never alone. They have God watching over them, and God helps those who follow Him. Trust me, I've been through both sides. Well, I didn't really not believe in God, but when I came closer to God, my life turned out to be much sweeter, much better, much more successful, much more enjoyable. Children have to know that God is their salvation, that God is the only one they should worship, and not Taylor Swift or Jay-Z or Kamala Harris or Osama bin Laden or whoever else.
Or even Trump.
Even though we support Trump.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I fully agree with Max about the relationship with God, and I also want to make addition about the books. Many people might find reading books quite boring, and it's hard to stay in the same place, sit in the same place or lie, and just read around 500 pages of book without getting exhausted. And here are some tricks from the active reader of books, which is also from the new generation. So the first thing is about dividing the book in several parts and reading it every time. For example, 30 pages, 30 pages, 30 pages. It makes you to get a better image of the book, as well as not get exhausted, because you shouldn't just use all of your energy every day in reading the books. You should
invest some time.
Yes, you should use your energy rationally. You should give the part of your energy to the book. For example, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's cool. At least you read it. It's great. It's already a great result from you.
Yeah.
And also, why many people say that reading book is actually beneficial, it's also because you are thinking about the book and you're trying to analyze. You are reading and you already have an image of the book, instead of looking the videos which already show you the exact image that you were trying to imagine during the reading books. You create a better imagination, a better understanding of many subjects, and you just, let's say, get more philosophical.
Yeah, and getting back to the issue, to the topic, you get less dependent on somebody.
Actually.
Because of that, because of all of that rationale.
Indeed. And also, speaking about how to make teenagers, the new generation, to read books often, is not just depriving them from social medias, from the newest technology which are necessary in our lifestyle, but rather to create the required comfort for reading the book. For example, I cannot read the book when there is a sound, it's called for me, or the chair is uncomfortable. No.
You have to shut yourself up.
Indeed. I just put my headphones, play some classic music, boil some tea, and ask my dear roommates to talk.
Just shut up.
Shut up, yeah. And then I start really enjoying the book. I would say like this. Recently I started to read more books, and I could feel more pleasure from reading books than just scrolling social media. It was quite shocking for me that the traditionalism, in this case, has won the technology, the modernity.
Yeah.
So here's the biggest trick for me. Just create the required comfort for yourself in reading the book, and after that you'll feel the power and the feeling of superiority after reading the book.
Well, not superiority. Superiority, again, is idolizing. That's what we're trying to find.
Feeling as a part of intellectuals.
Yes, when you start reading books, personal experience, you feel yourself smarter. You feel you're not smarter than people around you, but smarter than your previous self. You feel yourself talking more beautiful, more intelligently, more
Exactly.
put in the right way. Yeah, so that's about it. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
sure.
think we've come to an end now. I just want to summarize what we've said throughout this video.
Great.
We've talked about how the youth has been so consumed by
Not only youth, it comes from the history.
from the history as well.
Introduction, background.
We've been idolizing entities, money, celebrities, whatever. It's bad. We have to only idolize God. And to fix this problem, to fix the problem of our generation today, not idolizing God and idolizing something else, we have to embrace education,
Yeah.
read more books,
Yeah.
study harder, and have more reasoning. Because
And have more religion in ourselves. More belief, not religion, but believe. Yeah.
So, dear viewers, this is it for today, and I hope you enjoy our podcast.
Thank you.
Peace out.